Hello, it's me again, der Bayer, and we are back in automation for our luxury campaign with Might Motors. And as a CEO, we of course already have the privilege to drive a prototype of the next generation Cleris, the most luxurious and comfortable car on the planet. It has become quite massive again, similar to the Mark II and in true 80s style. The first reception was mixed again. Some liked the sheer mightiness of it, some say the elegance of a luxury car is missing. But what it truly does by its aesthetics is to convey the message of how successful the person inside the car must be. And it also feels special to drive the car or to be driven in it. Just sometimes the V16 lets you know it is there, pushing you along your journey. So the job has been completed successfully. Talking about completion. The next automation update is imminent, bringing nice new features for the campaign with it. Most importantly, the emission stuff gets a complete overhaul and will finally have an impact on campaign. I will have an eye on it, and as soon as the campaign mode looks stable enough, I will probably bring this playthrough to a bit of an earlier end, and start with a more challenging setting in the new version. So just be warned, this one might be over at some point in the near future, but this is also not yet the last episode. This episode will first of all focus on our racing efforts. 80s racing just was insane with Group B, Group C and turbocharged F1 cars. We'll try to get at least a foot into F1. And we have started this project last time with the F1 engine project, a 1.5 liter V6 with 600 horsepower. Now we need to get the chassis and the car done, so let's get started. And here we are. The first action for today is to rename the Cleris. It was not the third generation, of course it was the second. So what is the current situation? Expenses and revenue are pretty much balanced, but only because we are paying off loans big time, 25 million per month. Our main contributor to our revenue is the Bramble, but the Windley also already takes up a big chunk. The Godwit is pretty old and probably needs a facelift very soon, and a new version of course. Bramble could also use a facelift at some point. We see the desirability is dropping. The Windley is still fine. The Cleris is currently being engineered, so all good on that front. We could also try to restart the ultimate version of the Cleris for a few months. We still have a few pre-orders, so let's try that. But first of all, let's do what we had planned and build a car for our top secret engine project, which will be released in 2 years. So we have 2 years to get out the racing car. As a category, I just choose Track Premium, but we won't sell anything anyway because we are using a fuel type that's not available. So the chassis of our F1 project is pretty much straightforward. Fiberglass on a steel space frame, mid-longitudinal and double wishbone. We can invest quality here. If we cannot get it out in time, let's reduce it, but in general this should reduce the weight a bit, so that's why I'm going for it. As the engine, we can select our current engine, which is in engineering. So the basics are done, let's head to the design. Alright, we're done. So to make it look like this, you maybe have seen that the chassis was poking through and stuff like that. What I did is to hide suspension. Of course, the spring and damper combination is a bit weird. We would need pushrod for this. Then also in the advanced trim tab in the visibility section, I just hide the chassis. And then for the slick tires, what I did is to reduce depth and contrast of the tread. And then I increased a bit the shininess. So it looks like this. And for the tire shape, I played around with these sliders a little bit. We still have rims to do. Alright, I think that's good enough. And on to tuning. I think for the tires we can afford a little bit of quality just for a bit more grip. And most importantly for this one is of course aerodynamics. What I did to get higher cornering Gs is just to stack the front lips, so there are multiple of those and also multiple of rear wings. We don't have the ground effect. We're bottoming out quite a lot due to the high downforce setting. Still cannot get it to properly understeer at high speeds. Bit of a weird camber setup, but it somehow works. Alright, I think it doesn't get much better than this. 300 kilometers an hour top speed. It's quite a high downforce setup, so I think that's good. And we still have some weight optimization to do. Almost forgot about it. Mostly in the safety department. And brought it down below 700 kilos, which is nice. Bit more aero quality should improve the overall performance. And I spaced out the gears a bit differently because we have wheel spin anyway, so I decreased the gaps higher up in the ref range. Okay, and with this, let's see how it does on the track. pretty decent time, 150. I think we can start with that. So can we get this out within 2 years? Faster? Yes, we can. Excellent. Reliability, of course, is not an issue. Racing reliability compared to road car reliability is something completely different, so I have no problem setting this to 0 here. And there we are at 2 years. Or I'd rather learn a bit from it and invest more money. 27 million. And this one will be placed in our racing workshop. No profit because we won't sell any car anyway, so we can also just reduce our spending here. I will immediately kill the production once it has been started. So we can afford this without a loan, and we sign it off, and then we're ready for the 1982 Formula 1 season. And then I would say let's do some maintenance on the Godwit and the Bramble. Then let's wait for 1 more year. And then I think it's already time to end this episode and then have the Godwit in the next one. Alright, let's start with the Godwit and create a facelift. So here advanced automatic would be available. Question is, do we want to do it? Mostly we are using super and hypercar market by doing that, but comfort would of course be a lot better. I'd rather stick with the manual just to separate it from the Cleris a bit more. We can have vented discs to remove the brake fade. We can improve our entertainment. We can increase safety. It's quite a lot for a facelift from my point of view. Optimize suspension. And then we're good. I didn't facelift the engine now. So no catalytic converter. Alright, 3 years. And then it still has 4 years to run until the next Godwit probably comes out. Do we want to go into a medium factory already? No, I think that's the step for the next Godwit. Let's properly pay our workers. That's a good setup, around 1.5 shifts. Oh, engine factories, they say overworked, but as long as we're running only 2 shifts, we're good here. Just that the engine factory wears out quite a bit. Alright, no loan for this. And the Bramble also with a facelift. And I think for the Bramble maybe I go for... Yeah, I think the Bramble could use the advanced automatic. For 1.7 points more I won't update the safety. Yeah, the Bramble is quite luxurious and a bit of a competitor to the luxury model itself, to the Cleris. Let's do something similar here for the wagon. Increase my margin a bit by reducing quality of interior. And for the fastback I will keep the manual gearbox to separate it out. and to get into the fun markets. Also no engine replacement as of now. 3 years as well. And now we can afford a bit more automation to pump out more cars. I should remember to update the engine factory at least, because the tooling will be worn out. Hopefully I can time that so that it happens in parallel to the factory update of the Bramble. Alright, prices. What did I do before that? Let's aim a bit higher. Oh, this is quite expensive. Because of the tooling updates we did, I play it safe and take 50% from a loan. And now let's also try to produce a few of the ultimates. But still does not want to produce them, right? Run one more tick. Not really, so pause them again. For the Godwit we actually have stock, also for the Claris. Quality issue here for the Bramble. Yeah, let's do a full recall. Oh, it's so expensive. Let's do a quiet one. So soon the Claris factory will be built and then our profits will be tanking. And we're in 1981. The economy is really going through the roof now, so it's time to get all of those facelifts out. Yeah, we're losing money now, and this will go on for quite a while, but if it's at this rate, we're safe. Let's check again on our situation. Production level for the Winley is fine. We already have plenty of pre-orders in the books, just not for the ultimate. Facelift for the Bramble already is collecting pre-orders as well. Desirability looks a lot better than for the old one. And for the Godwit as well, look at this. The Claris, yeah, the Claris is just desirable in the luxury market, but we are still selling plenty of him. Let's take a look at where we sell. So these are our overall market shares. It's not like we are providing luxury for the masses as of now, it's just for the 1 or 2% who actually want it. But within our bubble it's looking better. Yeah, we are always a bit on the overpriced side, but we have a pretty nice and wide coverage of the overall market now. Supercars are missing, light sports is missing, but that makes sense, we don't have any cars for that. And of course all of the utility, off-road and delivery markets. But this is not what our company is about. The company is about luxury cars and prestige, and our prestige project, the F1, will be done within 1 year. The Claris, our flagship, will be out in 1.5 years, and in next episode we'll design a new Godwit, our muscle car or our sporty side of things. I don't know if we will just stick to the muscle or if we also branch off into a bit into the supercar direction. So let's see, let's find out next time. Until then, thanks for watching and bye bye.